shall we? Let's get it. All
Let's
right,
do it. I
let's
want these
do
new
it.
chart prime indicators, bro. Come on, where are they?
They're gonna be released soon.
I know
man.
you're testing something. You guys don't tell me
Oh,
the
yeah.
secrets.
Well, we're testing a new product that is going to be launching. Right now, it's almost ready. We're just working out all of the subscription plans, that everything runs smoothly, like no issues, no anything like that in the background. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool product. We'll see. That needs to be a surprise, so I cannot say too much about it. Although I've been waiting for this for a long, long, long time. It's pretty sweet. Nonetheless, also, guys, remember that we're going to be having the lifetime memberships, both the Pro Indicator Suite and the Plus Indicator Suite. So be prepared for that. And let me get started with my charts really quickly.
Earnings, Daga DT earnings come in at the end of the day. Just so you know.
Let's get it.
He's asking if they came in already.
Oh, I see.
Here is
I thought it was a statement.
Here's the chart. End of day.
Perfect. So the truth of the matter right here is that we are holding on to the trend for that support. Depending on how the earning reports played out, most likely we could be breaking that support area. I was having a little bit of hope in here, for instance, yesterday. Remember that we had, and let me bring up my support and resistances in here. It's going to be a little messy, but I'm trying to load them all at once. So there it is. So look at that. We are going to a loud order block. Seems like we are going to be draining it. So far it's 79% bullish. We'll see if that holds. So far we're still below that zero line. We're going to be looking for pushing back through. When we start pushing back through, most likely we are going to be bouncing up. So right now, right here, I would say the next line in the sand, it's 88,700. And if we lose that, my next area, it's 82.84, in between those areas. And that is because right here to my left, that's where we start having a lot of accumulation areas right in here. Not only that, if we start looking into the lower time frame, into the higher time frames, let's bring those up in here. Daily, we'll see, there you go, that we have a money flow POC right around the 84-83 zone. Yes, we have a reversal already printing up, and depending on how we read these reversals, we have three kinds of reversals. If you don't know them, go check out the initial video on the additional content area, and we could be seeing a little bit of overpush and then flip of the price action. So far, I think we're seeing right now that bullish pushing, or the bullish pressure starting to push or starting to accumulate. We're seeing that as we're going farther, we've been breaking some supports, so creating some bullish divergences. Already we have those, and we are flat on our oscillator. So, I mean, keep your eyes on the chart. It's true that we can still go lower, but I believe that it's not going to be that much low. I think the pressure at this point, it is imminent for a relief rally. Something important, and let's go back to the 4 hours where I have less of this obnoxious spaghetti. There it is. I'm going to be looking at this trend line right in here, all right? This trend is going to be key for me, and until we start breaking through that trend line, I'm not going to be thinking on longs. I'm going to be thinking on shorts, all right? So the very first thing I want to see is something like this, taking these highs, then maybe finding some support, or for the worst case scenario, making something like that, and then having the spring and breakout retest continuation. Worst case scenario, because it will be more elongated, but still right now, and let me bring up the daily, we're not sitting on a great spot, all right? Right now we have lost a lot of stuff. Let me go over to the daily here, and remember, where are we at this point? Look at this price action, all right? And let me turn everything off for a second. First of all, just the first one, I'm going to leave it open. There you go. Look at this channel, all right? Very close to the bottom, at the top, almost fake out, right? And then at the top, right? Fake out at the top, and then, well, we are farther and farther from that fake out. I think that is a confirmed breakout. Even if we go to the weekly, let's take a look at that. All right. We already have closed the very first week out of that channel. And well, then we are putting down another important low. Very important. Look at the previous lows. All right. Look at your dynamic reactor, where your dynamic reactor is coming in at. All right. It's not where is it right now, but where it's going to be. All right. So pushing higher, I would say 78, 80K at worst, but still, I mean, that is a pretty significant low. Important. Remember what I always tell you. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. And then off we go. So this is the relief rally that I'm going to be looking for, although the relief rally can be much, much smaller. All right. I'm not calling out right now for the bear market. All right. But every single thing that we've been going through, it's been showing that it's not holding and it's not holding and it's not holding. All right. So we just need to see where we are at this point and act accordingly. We are bearish. That's it. Are we still above the dynamic reactor? Yes, on the weekly. Perfect. But it also means that we are breaking the channel. So is it up or down? I would actually be looking for the peak performance diamond. And on the weekly, peak performance diamond will be giving me, I will call the absolute low. That's what I'm going to be thinking on doing some other long leveraging entries in the 4 hours. But in the meantime, well, we need to see that we've been just constantly going low and low and low, right? And then trying to catch these highs. Well, we've caught this little itty bitty push to the upside, but nothing really major, all right? Something important about this area right now, and I mentioned the worst case scenario being a little range. This range can still become a flat pause of bearish continuation. So looking at that, remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off we go. So if we start losing once again the 76, 78, 80K area that we have been looking at for a little while, I would say that coming back up will be very, very difficult. So are we on support? Yes. My backs, I've been holding or I've been buying, purchasing at 100K spot. All right. And as we talked about a couple of classes ago, this is my next spot entry somewhere around here. Important. Not because the price action gets in here. I'm just going to instantly buy. I'm going to be looking for something like breaking the zero line in here to the upside. All right. I'm going to be looking for my true 7 pointing up, and I'm going to be looking for some money flow to start tipping over or tipping to the upside in here. All right. So still, I mean, I'm going to be waiting and also being prepared in case I want to buy a little bit lower around the 80K. So far, so good. And some other stuff that I've been looking at are some altcoins. All right. Let me go over, and I talked about this today in the morning about ADA. So remember that we're looking into a possible entry somewhere around here, depending on how Bitcoin does. We have a lot of support at 0.44. All right. Not only that, if we start calling out some pretty good lows, and I talked about this on the morning micro report. Let's go to the daily. I mean, look at ADA. ADA, it doesn't actually seems like it had a bull market at all. Right? It's pretty sad to see ADA like this. At least that is my opinion. Look at that. Look at that. We're almost at, in daily, almost at all-time lows. Not all-time lows, but I mean, previous what is this? Bear market lows, right? I mean, we're right there. So this is my theory, and I'm telling you this because you might start seeing a couple of things popping. All right. And when we start seeing Bitcoin bearish, where YouTubers start calling out just the bear market, the absolute bear market, you might start thinking to yourself, well, where is the capital rotation? Is it time to buy altcoins? Is it not the bear market or the start of the bear market, the start of the altcoin season? And thinking of that, I think a lot of people seeing these lows are going to jump in and create a fake rally. In fact, already happening here. Create that fake rally that's going to create another dead cat bounce. So I would say maybe look for that fake rally, but be careful. Do not put a lot of money into it, but also prepare for the next dump. And then throughout the bear market, if we get to the bear market from now, I'm not saying that we are in the bear market, but in case we reject out of the channel, right, we're going to be start to seeing how they start dying out slowly, just like it happened in here. All right. So this is a little sad to see some icons do something like this. I mean, but it is what it is. Another one that I was looking at is Solana. Okay. What is Solana? I mean, Solana is being crazy. I would say that it's actually behaving like Ethereum behaved like one cycle ago, all right, the previous cycle. It's been pumping, it's been dumping, it's been moving, but constantly hitting. And look at that, even creating all-time highs, all right? Its all-time high, if I'm not mistaken, it was around the 20th of January 2025, right? So what is it going to happen if we go into the bear market? I believe that Solana does have a room to go low, all right? How low? As low as it needs to go. Let me just turn things on just to get them into my screen. And of course, just start removing things off here, all right? I want to get that and zoom in so we can start seeing some lows. So far, predictive ranges are telling me that we are on ranging scenarios, all right? So look at that that amount of disparity, which means ranging zone. Not only that, purple predictive range, which indicates big reactions. So I believe that we're still also very close to have some reaction. If we get it from Bitcoin, Solana might be another one to react to it. All right. And look at that. We also have a beautiful trend line coming out down in here that we might be able to take on. But be careful. Still, if we confirm bear market, Solana, I would say that it does have some room to go lower. But let me see. Stocks is copying crypto. I heard Robinhood Legend is giving its traders custom AI indicators that can't be built by users using text prompt. I don't know, man. What any thoughts or feelings? Try them, of course. But do them do it with cautious. I mean, I would do some paper trading or put a little bit of money into it to see how it develop. Also, very, very, very important. AI, just like traditional bots, because we're still on that same zone. And was I sharing my screen throughout all this time, or was I not? Holy sheesh!
You weren't
Yes, all
recording?
right, perfect. Yeah, I thought I was not sharing on the Solana thing and the Bitcoin thing until the end of you shared. Perfect, perfect. All right, so I would say that the bots at this point, especially AI bots, they work throughout time. And we are right now on a bearish scenario. All right, that's the truth. So the best area to start looking for that for those bots, especially the AI, I would say when you see the same bottoming pattern. All right. And guys, remember, this is the same thing that I'm looking at. All right. So look at this. We have this breakout. We have the retest, and then off we go. And then if you're a little bit more picky, you can change your setup like this. All right, to get these two picks. But in the meantime, we're following tightly the trend. All right, we're following tightly a trend. If we're lucky enough, let me just use this as I don't know. There it is. If we're lucky enough, there we go. We might have something like this. All right. And that's exactly what we are expecting. Maybe some fake outs in here, some strip at the lows, and then pushing back above that dynamic reactor. Right. And seeing this ones here, that's where you might want to start your now I'm not sharing. Let me share it. Here it is. All right, so I was saying that look at how here to your left, you have the bounce, all right? You have this high, and then you came back down here. So right now we have our trend line like this, right? Look at that. We have our trend line like that. So we're looking for that breakout, retest, continuation, right? Breakout, retest, continuation. If we get that right here, that's where I would say, hey, this is a good area to start using that AI thing, all right? Despite everything else, remember that AI, it's human-like. It's been trained by humans, all right? That's all that we know so far, all right? Things that we know that work, and the AI will learn from us and then apply to it. Another important thing, it is, hey, how long does those bots or tools have been updated? And another important thing, and this is regardless the platform, it is AI tends to be over time, all right? So any feelings about it? Yes, be careful and be patient about AI. So yeah, that's what I got. I see Sar. Was it fantastic? Let me begin by thanking you for what? I have a magic indicator which give perfect what targets for scalping. I have tested with one trade. If you want, I can give free access. Sar, remember, no self promotion in here. But yeah, all right. So how's been your day, my friend?
Awesome, man. Let's take a look at the charts here. So, what do we have here? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, accumulation, manipulation, distribution this morning. Very, very simple. AMC. Very simple SFP into a sell wall, order block retest, coming back into here. So protecting ourselves, I managed to get us long in here, and then I've been short since we reclaimed orb. Naturally, when you see something like this, it's too good to be true. Okay, so this morning we had a sweep of the lows. Okay, very choppy. Now understand that this is a very volatile area of trading. Okay, very volatile. So we're coming for the lows right now. You have a push, continuation, push, continuation. Managed to look for the sell here last night because key targets imbalance, range bound. Looking for this thing to violently sweep still. Okay. What's important to understand is that we're in a very big fearful downtrend right now. We have Nvidia earnings. We have high volatility. The VIX is at 23 today. Look at this thing. It's flying, guys. This is very high. Okay. This is Donald Trump. No, wait, sorry. This is Donald Trump. Obviously very volatile, but this is still very volatile up here when we get into the mid 20s. Okay. Anything above 20 is really volatile when it comes to the VIX. This is just a volatility index of the stock market. Okay. So very aggressive. So it means give yourself a little bit more room on your trades. Be aware of that. So what do we have? We have the AMC. What is an AMC? Well, it's smart money concepts. It's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Okay. It's just a very simple way of saying that, hey, there's liquidity in here. We have a range in here. Okay. We have left liquidity down below. So where are we always hunting? We're hunting to wreck as many people as possible. There's going to be some sort of enticing price action, right? They're trying to sell you a dream. Guys, we're bearish right now. Okay. So when they're trying to sell you a dream, you need to think opposite. You just think, hey, man, they're trying to get me to long here. Okay, when they're trying to get you to long here, and this is a nice little setup here, and I was able to long this, but as soon as you close back within this range, this aggressively, you should be looking to short. Okay, now, if we look at the NASDAQ or the US 100, look at the dream they sold you this morning. My holy smokes, Batman. Okay, they sold you it. This was just up only all morning long. Okay, so this is, guess what? Creating liquidity, free rides. There's no free rides in trading. Okay, free ride. I mean, if you took the long here, cool, but guess what? They coming back for you, right? So NVIDIA earnings, V-shaped recovery, everybody's panicking, selling, buying, selling, buying. So when we look at this, right, we can see what are we doing? We're coming back to the lows, right? We're back in the lows here. And we have come all the way back for liquidity. Okay, we are in a major, major downtrend. Anything, has been met with resistance here. So for me right now, we're looking for a bounce off of 88.5. Okay, so we got a pink box down here, 88,000. Got a couple levels down here that I'm interested in to see a bounce. I'm not in any trades now. I shorted Bitcoin. I shorted Solana multiple times this morning. I'm up like I don't know. The math is $1,400, something like that. Anyways, just nice scalps in and out like a good Boy Scout. That's the way we roll. Just roll in with it. So just trying to, continue, right? Easy peasy. So no, not overcomplicating. What I do in this environment, everyone, is I take profits really fast, man. I don't need to hit this trade at all. I don't need to hit this at all. I'll take this one. I'll take this one. I'll take this one. I'll take this one. Because this thing, what naturally is going to happen here is they're going to send price up to wreck everybody who's gotten short here. So if I'm shorting into a movement down, right, I must pay myself. I don't, the worst thing at all is to be in profits on the way down here and not reap your risk, right? Like you can see here, very simply, right? Like if you took any of these shorts in here, okay, they send it back. They send it back, right? When they send it back, that's where you're looking to short again, right? So anytime they retest into a block of price action, so let's go in the 1 minute here, right? So when we look at this, right, we're chopping, but we know we're dropping, right? So anytime when we chop, we look for, well, what is the rules about chop? Short the top, long, short the top of the chop, long the bottom of the chop, right? You treat it like a range if you're scalping, right? But you also understand which way trend is going. So you want to favor shorts in this environment, right? Retest to previous lows, retest to previous lows, retest to previous lows, right? And you just continue to ladder down, okay? But you just want to let it chop, let it materialize, as I say, let it do its thing, right? And we want to short the chop at the top. Okay, very simple. And then you want to pay yourself at the bottom of the friggin' range. You want to pay yourself here. You want to pay yourself here. Okay, you want to pay yourself here if we go there, right? Once we get market structure change, so if we're on like a 3-minute time frame, and once we take this high here, now we look for higher term time frame resistance, right? So where is my first area that I would be looking in here for resistance? Well, turn on our indicator, put on our order blocks, right? Maybe a dynamic reactor, whatever you're into, guys. It doesn't matter. These are all tools, right? So I got a block here, I got a block there, I got a block here, right? So I'm going to be looking for shorts up here at the top of my Bollinger Band support and resistance level. Does that mean we get here? I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't care. But I should be prepared for that. And then I should be looking for a continuation down because that's the trend, okay? If you're trying to catch knives, you're going to get cut. Okay, especially in here. Don't try to catch the bottom, man. I mean, I'm very good at catching an SFP. I'm not trying to catch an SFP long here, guys. Okay, so if you are, congratulations. If I was to try and catch a very big spike down, I would use very, very, very little margin on that trade. Right, bull divs here, change the structure, order block filled, right? We look for a long possibility like that, but not until we have confirmation. Okay. So patience. Now we have one thing, and I am a little bit bullish here. Okay, and why is that? When we look at any oscillator in the whole industry, okay, what is going on with the oscillators right now, guys? Well, we go on like a daily, we go on a weekly, we go on any of these, and they're all destroyed. Right? Okay, yes, we are rolling over. Okay, but whenever we roll over, we always look for a dead cat bounce. Okay, we always look for that relief valve, right? So for me, yes, I don't want to catch a falling knife, but I'm also aware that, hey, man, there could be a very good opportunity here, right? If I look at when this oscillator is down here, these are very, 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 very good times to buy. Okay? Very good times to buy. Okay? Even this one that was just a dead cat bounce. Even this one here. Yes, it's a dead cat bounce. Okay? However, these are very, very good times to buy. Okay, so we should not be naive to the fact that this is an area where we are looking for a bounce and it could lead to a very nice move if we catch the move. But we want what? We want confirmation, right? We want price to confirm on a time frame that's justifiable to swing long this thing or buy spot, as I would do. Okay, a lot of these things I'm waiting for confirmation. I've done some DCA. I'm about 40% allocated to things that I think can bounce. I am waiting to allocate with confirmation of that if we're going to get it, right? And that could mean we go up to here and get rejected, which is cool for me. That means that we could go up to here and continue. That's cool for me. But I'm prepared. Okay, and I have a plan and I'm trying to execute that plan. So you guys do what you want, but you should all have a plan too. Now, if you guys are underwater, which a lot of you guys are on your altcoins, this could be your opportunity to get out, okay, a little bit of your, maybe you take a little bit more of a loss here rather than go to, lose it all. That's your choice. You should have a plan based on that as well. Let's say you bought whatever shitcoin you bought. Let's say you bought Algorand and you're like a big Algorand maxi and you're like, Algorand's going to the moon, right? But the moon is down here, okay? That's cool, man. But if you do get relief on your Algorand bag, right? You may wanna take a little bit out, right? I'm not saying this is, Bitcoin goes to all-time highs and we get an altcoin season, then it's a different story. Maybe your Algorand goes back to 50 cents. I don't know, man. I'm not a 50-cent rapper. I'm just here to tell you how I would treat it right now. Don't marry your bags. And remember the chart, okay? And what is the chart? Why do we always say your number one job is to preserve capital? Okay? Let me find the chart. Here it is. 1 second here. This is very important for everybody to know. How much wins to regain losses chart. So if you take a 50% loss, right? And this is important for you guys to understand, especially if you're new and you're investing and you're like, oh man, I'm so retail, that's fine. But if you are new to investing, remember we want to save our capital, because if you take a certain amount of loss, remember how much it takes to recover that loss, right? You take a 20% loss, it takes 25 to get it back, right? A lot of people don't realize this, right? You take 50% loss, you got to double your money in order to get it back, right? So it's really about capital preservation, guys. Okay, it's really about capital preservation. If you take a 70% hit, you gotta 2x your money just to get it back, right? So understand that. Especially, that's why we always say you must use good risk management. Otherwise, you're gonna end up broke. Okay, that's just reality. So for now, what do I suggest? I suggest being patient, a little bit of relief right now. NASDAQ looks like shit. S&P trying to bounce here. We got higher lows on the S&P, but this is a giant bear flag. S&P's bleeding out. You have no sign of a reversal on the S&P yet. You have major support here at 6,500. Stock market looks like complete trash. This thing is, AI bubble today. That's a very, very real threat today. I will not sugarcoat it. If Nvidia does really shit today, the market will be very upset. I promise you that. Okay. If you look at the trending meme in the trending meme in my Discord right now is Nvidia holding up the stock market, guys. So if you're not aware of that meme, this is the meme. Okay. So she's a big lady. She's a big lady. But I mean, she might be on that, what is that weight loss thing she might be on? Everybody, Ozempic. She might be on Ozempic. Okay? You might be in trouble. If she's been taking that Ozempic, we may be in trouble. Okay? So if this, then that. Be patient. Let it dump, man. Let it dump. But have a plan in place, right? To kind of cool your FOMO, to cool your emotional decision-making skills, okay? Because we do not want to be emotional when it comes to this shit, because it's your life, it's your money, it's your savings. The good news is, as traders, you can make money on the way down. And that's it. Oh, see, we've gone overtime, man. You're making me work extra when I'm working extra already, bro.
Oh, sorry, brother. Let's go and let's wrap this class up because, guys, also we have TA Plus right now at the next channel. Also important throughout the let me just get back at this. Throughout the Black Friday event, most likely we're going to be suspending a couple of live classes, and we're just going to be doing either Monday and Friday class just to compensate for, all of the, a lot of traffic that we're going to be having throughout the site. But we'll keep you updated. And, well, of course, we're not going to leave you alone. We're still going to be doing some classes around. Oh, sorry for that. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Alex, thank you so much for the masterclass.